Okay, right. Here we are. We are live on Coffee and Chats with Ad and Kerz on Wednesday, the 31st of August. Last day of August. Crazy. Right. So, how you doing, Kerz? You good?
Good, thanks, Ad.
Right. So, right, let's start. We're going to start slightly differently this week. So, we're going to start off with some wins. So, Kerz, what are some wins you've done this week?
So where are we?
Put you on the spot, I know.
Wednesday, the first. I think the biggest win for us, I'll just use us as a family, is have a baby brain. Oh yeah, a coffee. Okay, a win right now is Reese is sleeping.
That's one win.
We can perform. No, number 2 is actually more a win for Ad, but I'll jump on board. Managed to box up pretty much the whole of the apartment, so that's already being shipped off on the way, which actually feels quite organised. And when you feel organised, you feel a little bit calmer, because let's be honest, moving, whether you're moving jobs, moving schools, moving different neighbourhoods, moving down the street, or moving countries, it's a hell of a lot of energy, a hell of a lot of emotion, and the more you can feel prepared, organised, slightly easier it's going to be, right?
That's it. And then one more win. Come on.
You can give one. I've just dropped 2.
We'll do mine in a minute. We'll do mine in a minute.
One more win. Okay. I have been really consistent with my swimming, which I love. So there we go.
Nice. So my wins since last week. Yeah. So like I said, I've boxed everything up. I've packed everything. But the only thing we've got left out is what we'd have on a week's worth of holiday, isn't it? Close to a week's worth of holiday. So we're basically on holiday for the last week now, which is cool. Second win. Got a certificate last week. We passed.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
I know, only a small thing.
Could have helped me out.
Me and Kelz became sleep coach practitioners. So looking forward to start implementing with our clients to help them sleep better. And that's the thing, like when you start to sleep better, just everything starts to fall in place. You start to feel better, more energy, make better decisions, more productive, make more money. Like just life just becomes a lot better when you start to sleep well. You know,
you're happier with the kids at home, right?
It. And there's a reason why that, you know, prisoners of war were sleep deprived, because it's an absolute killer. It really is. So, you know, I'm not saying that people are sleep deprived to that level, but
mums might be.
Mums might be, exactly mums. Right. But, you know, even like 5% sleep deprivation makes a massive impact on people's health and wellness. And also, my final win is had an absolute amazing video comeback from Graham. You know, the guy in a program who's just finished his 12 weeks. Like, just what he's achieved over the last 12 weeks is amazing, not only for him, but just inspirational for other people. You know, that's what it is. That's what it is, you know. Just coming back and seeing it and just sharing his journey with other people. For me, that's it. So anyone that's watching, please share your wins with us. Like, it's all about celebrating wins. You know, it's a massive thing that people don't actually do a lot. They always talk about the negatives and share the negatives, but if we share your wins, just so much more happens. So much more happens.
Doesn't matter either, does it, Ad, how we often think it has to be like something big to be a win, but it could be the smallest of things.
Yeah. Well, like we was talking in there, I was talking to a client the other day, and he said about something like something that didn't go right, but he actually said that was a win, because like the way we looked at it, the way we then framed it was that he took the positive because he was actually aware of that he was actually aware of it, whereas before he would have just stressed and it would have just blown up and all of that. But the way that he actually was like, you know what, I'm actually aware of this win, so now I can now do something. Sorry, I'm aware of this like thing that's going to blow up, so now I can then change and do something and nip it in the bud before it escalates into a monster. So for me, and for him, that was a win. You know, wins don't always have to be seen as like a celebration or a positive. It could just be like bringing that awareness to a negative and to something that before it blows up and becomes something completely else. So that was, that's how you can always start to look at it. So what are we going to talk about this week? What do you want to talk about, Kelz? Anything that you want to chat about, that you want to share with the guys on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube?
I think really I want to talk about like our next chapter, our next step, like coming back to the wins, not to brag, but I think we've done exceptionally well in yet another small time frame, and we're all guilty of this. We're always guilty of getting caught up in the doing and the moment of like, got to keep going, got to do this, and things are never enough. We never seem to actually just put the brakes on, sit back and be like, I've actually achieved all that. So in a nutshell, we made a decision 6 weeks ago that we are going to go to the UK. And Ad's actually, like, to tell you, like in a snapshot, to tell you how it happened. Ads came in one afternoon from picking the kids up. I was just chilling. And he was like, so we're going to go to England.
Yeah.
Like, what, for a trip? See friends? Cool. But no, we're going to move to England. And I probably spat my coffee out at the time. So you know it's a big deal if I'm spitting coffee out. And that didn't feel comfortable to hear at first. It didn't feel good in my body. I felt all these emotions. But because I knew how I felt, I just said to Az, you need to let me go and sleep on this, process it, digest it. And that's exactly what I did. And he gave me the space, and me equally knowing how I felt at the time and digesting it. Journaling on it, looking at it, it is the right thing for us for many reasons. So again, just to give you like a little snippet, some of the reasons are for like Blake's next steps in terms of education. He's going to be starting school. I cannot believe he's starting school. Like, just the difference from going from 4 to 5. Like Ads and I keep saying this, that like last couple of weeks we've just seen such an acceleration in his confidence. Living on a holiday resort, you constantly get obviously people coming away and around our pool. There's different families like weekly, and that's quite cool for the kids, especially summertime. But now he's just walking up to new families and new kids and being like, hey, do you want to play? Let's do this, let's do that. Whereas like maybe last year, he'd be a bit more reserved, wouldn't he? Or not even last year, like 6 months ago. He's like, hey, do you want to play? Let's do something. Now he's going into kids club, just like running in. It's just a total change in his confidence, which is great to see, because I'm sure any parent feels this way when your children are starting school, but especially like moving countries, him starting a new school. Me, particularly as a mom, I'm like, I just want him to be okay. I want him to be happy. It's difficult initially. So those are one of the reasons we found an amazing school that fitted our values, what we wanted for Blake. So that was kind of like the first big tick. We found it, we had a conversation, and Blake was able to go, so we're like, amazing. For me, being pregnant and having Reese in at the start of COVID, doing it all alone in a foreign hospital was traumatic, let's not lie. And I just thought, we collectively thought, I don't want to be in that position again. I'm not saying that's all going to happen again, but I didn't want to be in a position where I was on my own, didn't feel supported, wanted to be around family, and equally I wanted to know the kids are going to be with family so Ads can be with me. So that was another driving force. You can't fault the NHS. And really, like, we always came to Cyprus, and we knew Cyprus wasn't forever. We both had said that, and maybe it came to an end sooner than we anticipated. But this is opening up another conversation, right, Ads? You are never ready for that next growth.
No, you're not.
It's never going to feel comfortable.
Exactly. And that's why, like when I came back and I told you my decision to move you guys, like move the family back to the UK, it was a hard one. Like it was a hard one, because the easy thing for us to do would be to stay put. Yet, like we knew that Cyprus wasn't going to be forever for us. If we go back, to lockdown, when we was locked down in the UK for 4 months, we even said then that Cyprus would only be for 18 months to another 2 years. So it's all starting to fit into place. It's all started to lock in. And like for me to come and say, look, we're going to go back to the UK. Yes, it was hard. I know, right? But the thing is, we've had, it's just been a good journey, and this chapter is done, and it's time for us to grow into the next one. Because let's be honest, right? When we're moving to the UK this time. We're not moving away from it. Like we're not going back as the same people as we were. We're going back as different people, from a different level, different perspective. We're now going back with a family of 4 this time instead of a family of 3 with a baby. Yeah, right. It's completely different.
I knew I'd get upset, but I think that's important. Like, we're not just here always saying like things are unicorn and rainbows, and it's easy to look at that on people's lives, isn't it? Oh, look at them living in the sun, look at them doing this, doing that.
Now sunsets and swimming pools.
Yeah, it's hard. Change is painful. Growth is painful. Like can visually see that, and there's a part of me who is sad. When we moved here, it was like my dream life, living in the sun, the pool, the sea, all of it, and it's been an amazing 4 years. And to think I'm not pleased, I am pleased I'm crying, because it's emotion, it's heavy, it's not easy. And the good thing about Ads and I is, like, integrity is high to us. We don't just tell our clients to do one thing. Oh, come on, you need to step up. You need to do this. You need to go and change. If we're not doing it, we're constantly doing the hard things, and it's not easy. It'd be very easy to stay here in the sun. Like, the weather here is stunning till Christmas, isn't it? We could be in shorts and flip-flops all the way till Christmas.
Yeah.
But
and in the swimming pool.
Yep. But it isn't just about us. It's about the kids. Like, Ads and I can work from wherever, and this is what is aligned with our values and our next step.
Exactly. And that's, but that's the thing as well. It hasn't been an easy transition, for what I've had to do to get things in place either. Coming from, like, first of all, like, okay, well, where are we going to live? It's like, yes, we've got a house in the UK that, we've got tenants in, but we've put new tenants in there. And, like we
can't go back there.
We can't go back there. Also, it's not big enough for us to move back into. Well, it would be, because, we could do it. But, for a family of 5, it'll be very, very tight for us. And also working there as well. So it's like trying to find somewhere to live. You try leaving the country and then trying to find a property in the UK to rent. Like, the hoops you've got to jump through. And most agents do not want to touch you with a barge pole. They don't.
They want, they don't want to touch it, like Ad says, or they want a year's up front.
Oh yeah, right. Plus a guarantor. Right, anyone that's watching this, right, if you're an estate agent or letting agent or anyone, right, with a little bit of common sense, right, listen to this. Right, so if we pay the year up front, the rent is paid for the year.
And it's a year's contract.
And it's a year's contract, right? Why do I then need to provide a guarantor? Like, the rent's being paid. Like, that, I don't understand this. Yeah, and when I was talking to the agent, she was like, yeah, but you need a guarantor to guarantee the rent. I was like, but the rent will be paid up front for the year. Like, how does this make sense? She was like, yeah, but you need a guarantor. I was like, the rent's paid. Like, if anyone's watching this, can you just let me know in the comments, like, why that is the case if the rent has already been paid, please? Like, it just doesn't make sense, please. So that'd be appreciated. So that was one. But then luckily, like, you know, a good friend of mine, Oki, you know, a guy that, you know, I've known since being at school. You know, he's in the area. He's, you know, he actually sourced this property. Like, he's been amazing. He really has. Like, so grateful to him. Like, he found this property. He actually went to the viewing.
How did we
view it? Right, you know what? We haven't actually really properly seen it, have we? You know, that's the thing, right?
Another leap of faith, right?
It is, like, it's a proper, like again, it's a risk. You know, it's a risk, right? He found this property. He went there, and he FaceTimed me. And you know, sometimes when the connection is poor, and it all goes all pixelated, that's how we viewed the property. You know, he was just walking around. He was like, "Oh yeah, this is the lounge." I'm like,
"That's
cool."
Great.
Like, can't see. Yeah, this is the conservatory. Yeah, this is the garage. This is the bathroom. You know, and I was like, "Yeah, cool." And then it wasn't until, like, he did that, and then I then phoned him. I was like, "Look, being honest, what was the property like?" And he was like, "Yeah, it looked good." I was like, "Cool, let's go with that one then." You know, and that's the thing. You know, like I've put trust in someone else. You know, like, I've made excuse my French, a fucking bold decision to move my family from one country, leave Cyprus, which on paper is our dream life. It is. You know, if I go back to my journals that I was writing 4 or 5 years ago, like, this is my dream life. I'm picking my family up. I'm taking them back to a new location in the UK, which is a bold decision. And I'm put my trust in Oki that this property is going to be, you know, is going to be good for my family. You know, I've put my trust in someone else. And that's the thing, is that for the next steps is that people need to do that. You know, like,
yeah,
I've put a lot of trust in. I've put a lot of trust in him to, you know, for this. And I know, you know, but that's the thing. I trusted him because this is what he does. He knows me. He knew what we needed, what the location was, and all of that. He sourced it. He found it. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go with it. And that's the thing, is that some people
you
would
need that
easily,
arm around you, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, when you're trying to get in a boat, this is, Ad loves this analogy. When you're trying to get in a boat, but you're like, I don't know what direction is best to go in, but you know you need to get in the boat, the best thing you can do is surrender and trust the person who knows how to drive it, who knows the direction, who knows what you need. And it's like, you get in this boat, I've got you. And
I've just got to row. That's all I was doing. I was just rowing, you know, like, just like, cool, this is what I need. But I was rowing in circles.
It was where you need to row forwards.
Like, Oki's come in and he's like balancing it now, and he's getting me into our house. And, you know, and that's the thing, right? You know, so, and that's what people need, you know. Yeah, Kel says, I love that analogy. I do love that analogy. And it's true,
it
you know.
It makes a lot of sense. Like, again, like with what we do, People are going round in circles with their health. Call it insanity if you like. Like said with love, nearly fell off my chair. Sure. Said with love, men, you know, you got egos, you've got an identity there, you've got pride there. Even though you haven't been getting a result, it might have been 10, 20 years. There's this ego that's holding you back and keeping you on.
I'm a man, I should be able to do it myself.
It's my body. But if you think about it with anything else, take a house, take a car, my hair, right? All those things, you get professional help to get the job done with ease, speed, and to a top service. Now, it's the same with the health. And these guys, like, watch Graham's testimonial that Ad's posted yesterday. Like, you can find it on his wall, on his profile. He admitted it. He admitted he didn't know what to do. He knew something needed. He felt safe. He felt like he could trust him. He knew that Ads had his own. At first, where we are going to be finding our feet, moving back to a new location in the UK, where people need to find their feet in how to properly, sustainably lose weight in a manageable way, you have to have that trust and have to borrow someone else's belief. And it doesn't even need to be as long as you think. But it gets you in that boat, it gets you moving forwards, gets you out of this circle, out of this rut, and you start to feel lighter, you have clarity, and most importantly, you have confidence. You're like, I know what I'm doing, I know the direction.
Exactly. And that's the thing, right? That's why we do what we do, because we know what to do. You know, and like Graham says, and you know, the other guys in the testimonials are like one of my current clients. You know, he was like, I already know what I'm going to say, like what my strap line for my testimonial is going to be. Like, it's not hard at all. You know, like you've made it super simple. You know, in a good way, that is, because that's the thing. Like, it doesn't need to be hard. Like, you don't need to spend hours in the gym. You don't need to spend, you know, hundreds of pounds on supplements to replace meals that you like eating. It's not about that, you know. And also, it's like, you can't go back to what you used to do either. You know, like we couldn't go back to our house. No, what I mean is the fact is that what got you fit in your 20s isn't going to get you fit in your 30s, 40s, or 50s. Like, things change. You know, like what got me fit in my 20s isn't going to work now, because I was single, so I just used to go down the gym every night and just spend hours down there. You know, actually, you know, that was my social life. Now I've got, you know, I'm married to you, and then I've got kids, I've got a business, you know, I've got all these other things in the mix. You know, I've got Netflix now that I've got to watch every night, you know, all these things, right? But that's the thing, right? Things change and we've got to move with it. You know, you've got to be able to you know what? Yeah. You know, I could have, you know, like the worst case scenario was that I was going to go back to the UK and find a property and keep you guys here in Cyprus. You know, that's
like what you're saying, like what got you fit in your 20s won't work now. What was good for us moving to Cyprus 4 years ago isn't going to work for us now.
Isn't going to work for us, exactly.
And, you know, we could, like Ads could go to the gym for hours in the evening, but he'd be freaking tired and it wouldn't provide the same result, and he'd be a moody git and unproductive the next day. And equally, we could stay in Cyprus and I could still see the sun and I could still get in the pool, but like deep down, like truth on the table, I wouldn't feel good about it.
No.
Because I'd feel like it's holding everyone back. And like, it's one of my favorite quotes, it's one of my favorite sayings, but your new life is going to cost you your old life. And there has to be an acceptance and surrender to that. Everything comes at a cost. wanting to know that you want to level up with your health and your fitness to be the best version of you. Does it mean you have to give up everything you love to be a sacrifice and learn new habits and behaviors to get you to a place that you haven't been since you can go with your top off playing footy with your mates? Everything, like, choose the easy options in the immediate moment, but I tell you now for sure it will give you a harder life. The easier option is not to change, is to stay binging on Netflix, stay with the poor eating habits and behaviors and the poor sleep. That's gonna cost you in health. Maybe not immediately, but at some point. Us choosing to stay here in Cyprus for the comfort of the sun, and that's going to cost us later on. So it's choosing your hard, isn't it?
Exactly, choosing your hard. What do? Do you choose the hard of actually getting your shit together now with your health? You know, making some sacrifices, because there will have to be some sacrifices for you to change. Sorting it out, getting yourself into a stronger position, or stay how you are and then try and sort it all out when something happens. You have a heart attack, you have a stroke, you know, you get cancer, you know, because that's the thing, right? All of these things all have an impact, are all impacted by your health. And all of it is lifestyle choices that causes all of it. Choose your heart, right? Because it's going to be 10 times harder when, you know, you've had a heart attack or a stroke or you've got cancer or anything like that. It's going to be 10 times harder for you to make the change.
But don't you think that's really empowering? What you've said, though, all of these are lifestyle choices. And the best thing you can take from that is if you feel in a place where you're not feeling good physically, mentally, energetically, this is a lifestyle. And that is a decision that you can change in this moment. And you might be thinking, what are you talking about, Kerrie? I'm so far off from where I want to be. But let's just take it back to when we chat about the wins, the small things. It's laying those small habits. Like, you want to build a solid home for your family. Think about it like you're building it from scratch. You don't want that house to go up as quickly as possible. You want to make sure everything is going down slow, steady, correctly. If it went up in a short space of time, you would be concerned to move in there, because how long is that going to last?
That's it. You've got to build those foundations as well.
Yeah. So it could be for you right now the decision of, do you know what? I'm going to drink more water today than yesterday.
Yeah. And that's it. But also it's, how do you feel? Like, let's be honest, right? If something happens, a heart attack, a stroke, or, you know, something like that is life-changing, because it is going to be life-changing, you know, if and when it happens to someone. How's that person going to be feeling? They're going to be feeling, let's be honest, are they going to be feeling empowered or disempowered? It's going to be disempowered because it's happened to them. Whereas what about if you actually move towards it? You actually move towards making that change yourself. You made that decision to move forwards.
Leaning
into it. Like, you're moving towards it. Like, you're taking the control. You're going to feel empowered. And then how are you going to feel when you actually get that result? All right. So, yes, you know, we do come across. Change is hard, right? Change is going to be hard. It's going to be hard now. It's going to be hard in the future. But like we say, you've got to choose your hard, right? You know, but, you know, that's what we need to do. Like, you've got to move forwards. And you are going to be feeling so much better if you actually move towards it than having to be told by a doctor, you know, like when you're on a hospital bed with tubes coming out of you. They're like, no, you need to sort yourself out. So look, I know we get passionate about stuff. You know, that's what we do. So look, like I was saying, is down the bottom. It says like, look, if anyone wants to, if anyone's watching this and they do want to lose weight, they've got, I work with guys over 100 kilos. If you weigh over 100 kilos and you do not have a clue about what's going on, how to get started or anything, please, I'm not as scary as I've probably come across on this video. I'm there to help you. Kerrie is as well. This is what we're here to do. And if you want to lose 15 to 30 pounds in 12 weeks, but not only that, to have the actual weight stay off in a sustainable way, send us a message. Because that is how we create every single one of our programs in the program, right? Is we create it so the weight is going to stay off from day one. We're not here to get the weight off as quickly as possible, and then for you to then try and figure it out once the program's finished. No, we don't do that. We do it so it's literally, right, we're going to be keeping this, we're going to get a couple of pounds off and we're going to keep it off. You learn how to keep it off straight away. So then when, you're not with us, because we don't want clients for a lifetime, we want to get clients in and out so then they can actually feel empowered. Send us a message, coffee and chats or just hi, and we'll share the details with you. Okay. So, Kelz, have you got anything you'd like to add before we wrap this up?
Oh, you jiggled a bit there. No, I think I hit the nail on the head. All I would say as well is obviously always reach out to us regarding that. If our program is going to be talking to you, you struggle with sleep, you struggle with getting a consistent night, you struggle with falling asleep, staying asleep, it's affecting your energy, productivity, all those things. This program of ours will be launching. Well, it is September tomorrow, but so it'll be launching for the end of September once we're back in the UK, settled, up and running. But again, just knock on our door, ask us about that, because this is going to be really good.
It's going to be better than really good, right? It's going to, just think how people are going to be feeling if they're just getting an extra hour's sleep a night.
Yeah.
Minimum. So, look, perfect. Well, thank you for everyone that's come on and watched. Really, really appreciate it. Again, if you're watching this on replay, let us know in the comments, #replay, that you've watched it. And we will catch you again. Well, I don't know, next week. It's someone's birthday next week, isn't it, Kelz?
Yep. Another year younger.
Another year younger. Cool. So, we'll be getting a coffee and chats in at some point next week, but we will let you know which day and what time it's going to be. So, guys, have a good one, and we'll speak to you all soon.